Hello, we're back on our Monday addiction recovery hope, capital H, capital O, capital P, capital E, and resources show. So I've got a wonderful guest today. But first of all, I want to wish my son a happy birthday. He's 12 today, so he's like he's getting older. We teased him today. He looks like he's starting to get a mustache, but he doesn't believe us. Um, we have a show today where we've got a gentleman that I've just met 10 minutes ago, and his name's Cody Matheson, and he is with USARA, Utah Support Advocates for Recovery Awareness, and he's got resources for the addict and for the family member that's looking to help someone, and he's probably got more resources in his pinky finger than we all thought was possible. So I'm going to turn the time over to Cody. Cody, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got to where you're going, or how you got to where you are and where you're going.
All right. Well, my name is Cody, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. For me, what that means is I haven't had to use drugs or alcohol for over 20 years now. So June 6, 1998 is my recovery date, and that's where the story started. I got in a lot of trouble. I did a lot of things that didn't fit. I started using drugs every day when I was 10, started drinking every day when I was 11, started, just doing what we do in this situation.
Yeah.
And by the time I turned 25, I was a multiple felon. I had been through 6 rehabs. It's the story that everybody has. And so I went through my last rehab, and things got better, and I started to change. I started to grow. I started to embrace this new path.
Yeah.
And one day I walked into a treatment center that I'd been a participant at many times and was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And they said, "Well, apply for a job."
You have success. We want a piece of it.
It was crazy, and I got the job, and then it just kind of evolved from there. I worked in residential treatment for 15 years. I became an advanced substance use disorder counselor. I went back to college. I got my degree in sociology and history and some psychology to go with that. It was super fun. And then this opportunity came up. Mary Jo McMillan, our USARA executive director, came down to do a pitch at the treatment center I was working at. Well, not a treatment center, but a 5-county organization. And I walked in 100% loyal to my agency, and I walked out asking for a job. I just leaned over and asked Mary Jo if I could have a job, and she was like, "I think so, yeah."
I want to be a part of this.
Because it's just so amazing. What USARA does is beyond incredible.
Yeah.
Our mission statement is to make a case for recovery. That means to, now I'm going to get in trouble if anybody knows I didn't remember it right.
You're all right.
To collaborate, to,
You'll get it.
I will. Here in a minute, it'll come right back, and I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, that's what it is."
Right.
But we're going to make this case for recovery to celebrate, advocate, empower, and support people in all stages of recovery, clear across the board. And it doesn't matter if someone's early in recovery, late in recovery, not in recovery yet. We're here. We're here to offer people something that maybe they don't have, something to help augment where they're at in their current recovery.
Yeah.
We're 100% peer run. Everybody in our office is in long-term recovery. And so we can come from that place, that really deep-seated place of, I know, I can empathize. It's not sympathy.
That is so important, Cody, because from what I've seen in my 5 years plus in recovery is that the people that have been there, done that, can help people a lot more than the counselors that haven't really went through the struggle. They don't get to them to their hearts as much. It seems to me, I'm sure that they do good, but it really seems to me that the ones that have been there, done that help.
And for me, what I think it is that those of us that have been there and done that, we get gifted to trust much more readily.
There you go. I think that's what I meant.
Yeah,
I never say
you know,
anything that makes sense until
and that's okay.
someone fixes it for me.
You know, we get trust much more readily because it's counselors, therapists, training, all that stuff is important. It's valid.
Yes.
It's super
yeah.
necessary. And they can earn that trust over time. Whereas as a peer, I can just walk into the room and I immediately have trust because somebody can say, you know, a simple phrase that only a person in addiction or recovery would know. And I can be like, oh, yeah, mm-hmm. And then embellish on it. And they're like,
wait a second, he gets me.
Exactly. And once that is established, that we have that rapport, then we can start to discuss, well, whatever.
I love that. You're right. It opens it up a little bit sooner than the other, but all of it helps.
And that's just it. USERRA is committed to all pathways to recovery. So recovery is more than just abstinence. In fact, in my mind, recovery isn't even abstinence. Recovery is the reestablishing, rebuilding, and regenerating our lives.
Creating a new life.
Exactly.
Behaviors and all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for some of us, we didn't even have those behaviors to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's learning how to be a human being and then taking the time to, you know, do that, to establish that and be more than we ever were.
Yeah, and I always say that my favorite phrase is practice and patience.
Ooh.
For the addict.
Ooh.
Because you're going to fall on your face.
Exactly.
And you're going to fail. It's hard to change those behaviors overnight.
That is 100% correct. Because, I mean, I can change my behavior in an instant.
Yeah.
But to keep that momentum going takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And one of the things we say all the time is mistakes are okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I get to learn.
I just made a fool of myself the other day at my son's football game.
Nice.
Yelling. Oh, man, it was awful. Yelling. And after the game, I had to send an email to all the parents and coaches apologizing for what I'd done. But that's part of my recovery, is to make those amends as quickly as possible. And so it's 5.5 years, and I'm still practicing impatience.
Yeah, and that's how it is for everybody. I think anybody who's honestly working a program of recovery will say that it takes that continued practice and continued effort to see our mistakes, to admit our mistakes, and move forward from them. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So we offer a number of things at USERRA. You know, I come from a 12-step background. That's where I got my feet underneath me. That's where I started to really get some lasting recovery. But what I understand is that 12-step doesn't work for everybody.
Yes.
And that's okay.
I love it.
Because all pathways work. So that's almost where I see USERRA, is we're here to help establish some of these other pathways. I mean, we'll embrace 12-step. I love 12-step, like I've said.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it on. We'd love to have a 12-step meeting at our place.
Yeah.
But what about everybody else that's been left behind because either they struggle with a higher power or they struggle with, you know, the concept of being powerless? What's there for them? So we have SMART Recovery. It's self-management and recovery training. And what that does is it takes a lot of work from Albert Ellis, a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy, and kind of packages it in a way that as peers we can apply that and show people how to do things different, how to learn how to make new choices that'll support a long-term lifestyle.
Yeah.
We have Craft Family Group, community and family reinforcement training, and it is incredible.
For the addict and the family member?
Just for the family members.
Okay, I love it.
And, you know, and what it does is it helps family members to start to see how they can change their interaction to help people get better.
Or reaction.
Exactly. Exactly. Because if I can respond in a situation instead of react in a situation,
yes, sir.
I'm going to do a lot better. And so that's where craft comes in, is it starts to give us that idea and give us that ability to respond in a way that's going to be meaningful and help us to grow forward and help the family to reconnect and move on.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you, tell us where we can find you, Sarah, real quick now, and we'll do it at the end of the show. I just don't want to forget.
Awesome.
Where can we find you, and where can we learn about those, maybe a phone number, address?
The address is 113 East, 200 North here in St. George. We're right next to the city office building, so where everybody goes to pay their power bill.
Yeah.
We're one building west. We're in the downstairs. And, yeah, we're on Facebook. We have a St. George USARA page where we do a lot of updates and try to keep people informed. We announce our meetings there.
Phone number?
Phone number, ooh, goodness gracious, 435-319-8800.
All right.
And that'll get you to either myself or Marcy, one of our coaches, or Ben, our one of our coaches.
Outstanding.
And that's what we do, is we just help coach people into what it takes and what it can look like if they want to recover.
Nice.
Everybody can.
Everyone.
Everyone
It can be
can.
100%. It can be
It is,
100%.
yeah. I remember when I was very first getting into treatment, you know, they came in one day with their big grumpy faces and they're like, only 1 in 10 of you is going to make it.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
At first, 7 out of 10. That was mine, and that was a high number.
Right. No, they told
To
us
me.
1 in 10, and I looked around and I was like, well, it's not me.
Yeah.
So I gave up right then.
Right.
At that moment, I gave up. I just went through the motions, got out, and went right back to what I was doing. And it's not true.
Nope.
You know, there's a number of statistics out there, and 100% of people who can. There's no qualifier. 100% of people can recover.
I say that if I have a room of 20 people, I say all 20 of you can recover.
Yeah.
Not a doubt in my mind.
Right.
It could be 20 out of 20.
And maybe 5 or 6 of that 20 likes 12-step, and so that's what they do.
Love it.
And they get better, and they go on, and they live happy, enriched lives. Some of them might go back to old religious whatevers, you know.
Muslim, Buddhist, we don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We just want them to be sober.
You know, they got baptized into a faith, and then they kind of strayed away.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the faith for them, and they get to go back, and they get to live that life, and they're happy, and they're joyous, and I think it's happy, joyous, and free is what we say.
All right. I love it.
So there's those ways. Now there's some secular ideas. Obviously, SMART is one. We're also going to bring another one called Life Ring in and start doing Life Ring classes. And that's just for people who may not understand or may not be able to grasp the spiritual concepts,
Sure.
but they have a ton of mental disciplines and different things to get going.
Yeah.
And so,
Tools.
yeah, tools.
It's all about tools.
It's just about finding the tools that work for me.
Yeah.
And maybe I have to try all those things. Maybe I do all those things at the same time before it works.
Yeah, right. And it does.
Okay.
It took me I tried every single stinking way there is possible to do it. Willpower alone. I tried different religions. I got baptized in a lake once, you know.
Yeah.
And I tried it all. And what I found worked for me was what worked for me.
Well, and that's just it, is that what works for one person may not work for someone else, but something will work for everyone.
Something will work.
You know, we're huge proponents of medication-assisted treatment, medication-assisted recovery, because, I don't know, this opiate epidemic, I'm tired of people dying.
Me too.
Because if you're dead, you can't recover.
Can't.
So whatever it takes, let's get in there. Let's get you some support, and then let's help you integrate and find that life. Let's build recovery.
Yeah.
Instead of just being abstinent and miserable.
Sure.
Let's do whatever it takes to build recovery, to build that re-engagement with our community, to build that re-engagement with ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's where it really is, and that's how recovery happens.
Yep.
On Friday nights at USARA, we have a new thing that we've started that I just love, that really fits for me. And it's refuge recovery, and it's a Buddhist path through recovery. So we spend 20 minutes meditating, and then we read some different passages and talk about how this is supporting us and how it's making us happy.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
I could dig that.
Oh, it is so cool. Come by and see us.
I'll have to.
No, for sure.
I'll come join you.
So there's so much going on. We're offering different things in the community. We have naloxone. That's the opiate reversal drug.
Yes.
You know, if you want to come by and get some free naloxone.
Free.
Free. Yeah. Totally
Give
free.
it to you.
Yep.
If you've got a family member struggling with heroin, opiates, and they overdose, you have that on you in your purse, mom, or dad, in your pocket or in your car. You can save their life immediately.
Immediately. Yep. And we'll give you some training. We'll show you how to do it. We'll make sure that it's ready to go. And then, yeah, all we ask is that if you do have a reversal, you let us know.
Yeah.
Because, man, that's great. When we hear that somebody survives.
Help someone.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
The dead can't recover.
They can't.
But naloxone may get there. And it's not giving person permission.
It may
to
be that
use.
exactly. It may just be that wake up call. Everyone has to
Yeah.
have a wake up call. My bottom was the last night in the hotel room, and with my 7-year-old son, and saying I can't put him through this. But some people wake up in the hospital, and that's their realization.
Exactly.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Everybody is different. Something else that we're doing with you, Sarah, is our Arches program. And I might flub this one too, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
Addiction recovery coaching in emergency and hospital care settings. So if there is an overdose, the hospital has, all they have to do is call. And we will deploy a coach within 30 minutes to be in the emergency room when someone comes out of an overdose.
An educated one.
Yeah, that can immediately start to intervene, can immediately start to help them locate resources.
Give me the chills on my bald head.
Oh, man, it's such a cool thing.
See, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, no, Marcy Gray is the one that takes the lead on that, and she's amazing and incredible.
Yeah.
So 30 minutes, we have a 30-minute response time. From anywhere in Washington County, we will be in your healthcare setting, and we'll say, okay, how do we help you?
Outstanding.
My other reality is that everybody knows how to recover. Every person knows how to recover. It doesn't take somebody telling me what to do. It takes me trusting myself to do it, and that's where recovery coaching comes in, is we can help engage that individual with, hey, this is what works for me.
Free.
Okay. Yeah, free. Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Wow. Weird.
Yeah, weird. It is, because
Yeah.
that was my struggle for the last 15 years of my recovery. I knew I was an addict. I knew I was powerless, but I did not have insurance, and I could not get help the way some people needed to get help.
Exactly. And for people who still need that kind of level of support, that need some either inpatient or outpatient counseling, we've got resources not to get you in, but to help you find resources to get you in.
Outstanding.
I mean, we're a nonprofit, so we don't have money falling out of everywhere.
Sure.
But what we have is we have experience and we have connection, and we're able to take that experience and that connection and translate that into help, real help, and support. Just today we help support someone getting into treatment, not because they didn't have the money or anything like that, just because that's a scary move. I don't want to go to treatment today. That's, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You mean I have to change and be different?
Right now.
Oh, well, wait, now here's my peer coach, my recovery coach is right here with me, and they're walking me through it, and somehow that makes it okay.
Makes it sense.
Early in my recovery, I remember going into a convenience store was the most terrifying idea I could come up with, because they sell beer in there, and I used to buy beer in there.
Yeah.
How horrible. And all the anxiety and all the fear and all that, I ended up buying Diet Cokes at the supermarket for years, just because it was a big thing.
Right. I've been there.
Yeah.
Same thing. I stayed away from those places for so long because of the memory.
Right. But if I've got a coach there with me who can walk me into the store and show me how to walk past the beer aisle, it's weird. It's not like some invisible barrier that stops me.
It's not going to jump into your car.
It doesn't. Weird.
Weird.
So I just go over there, and that's what we can do. Whatever it takes to help someone be successful, that's what we're there to do. And it's completely person-driven.
And it's completely anonymity, if I understand.
And we're fully confidential. I mean, we're professionals. We're certified peer coaches.
Yeah.
We're none of us counselors anymore. We've given that up. What we are is we're certified peer coaches. So we're just people with lived experience. And we're going to help you do whatever it takes, whether it's walking into a store, whether it's walking into treatment, whether it's finding a way that works, whether it's figuring out how to talk to my sponsor.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to do, is we're here to help.
You know what I hear? I'm hearing today, Cody, is love.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a little bit of that, not a lot. We don't love a lot. There's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And that's what the cool thing is this vision for recovery community centers, RCOs, recovery community organizations, is a new thing nationwide. I read a statistic today that 9.9% of people in the state of Utah who want treatment can get it.
Yeah.
That means that there's over 90% of people who want treatment, they can't have it.
Yeah.
There's nowhere for them to go.
That's where I was.
Yeah. What if we were able to bridge the gap a little bit? What if organizations like you, Sarah, were able to be the bridge?
This is the stuff.
So instead of somebody waiting to get into treatment and being maybe dying.
Or just thinking, like I was, I can't get help. I can't
Yeah.
afford it.
So,
Period. So
come
I'm just
on
gonna
down.
use.
Yeah, no, come on down. And if you use, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We'll deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. We're not in it for people to be abstinent. I mean, ultimately, that's
You got to
my
start
goal.
somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Relapse is not a failure. That's what I was taught in the beginning, is relapse is failure. Relapse is not failure.
That's what I always tell everyone. I say, look, so what? You lost your 100 days that you were sober. So what? You did not lose the information you learned to get you to that 100th day. Now, learn from what you did and start it. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. All relapse is a new chance to learn.
Yeah.
Because obviously something didn't work.
There you go. Find
But I
out what it
still
is, pin it
have
down.
all that other stuff that I've done. I still have all that experience. I still have all that hope. And maybe instead of shaming somebody into getting another 24-hour chip,
Yeah.
maybe I could support them into, all right, let's do this again.
Yep.
Because we get to share without shame now. I get to share without shame now. I'm a person in long-term recovery.
Yeah.
I didn't always have recovery.
Right.
And there's still days when my recovery is unpleasant.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Those are just more learning opportunities for me. And as long as I stay open, as long as I stay clear, then I get to re-engage with that. And hopefully I get to offer that to someone else along my path.
I love it.
And that's what USARA is all about.
Giving back.
Yeah, just giving back.
That's so cool. Cody, I'm a girl. I just got out of jail. I have nowhere to go. I have very little money. I come to you, Sarah. What do you say to me?
Hi, how can we help? I mean, and it just starts right there. So I understand that you haven't got anywhere to go tonight. Let's make some phone calls. Let's sit down together, and we're going to have her make the phone calls. I'm not going to make any calls for her.
Love it.
But I'm going to sit there right by her side. In fact, probably Marcy, because we like to do gender to gender.
I like that.
Marcy's going to sit right there by her side and say, okay, here's the number. I'm going to sit right here.
You're going to be shaking.
Yeah.
Your voice is going to crack.
And that's okay.
It's okay.
Because I'm going to sit here right here with you. And if you get lost or if you don't know what to say next, just look at me and I will coach you through
How
that.
cool is that?
And so at the end of all that, that individual now has the experience of standing up for themselves, for making their own decisions.
Got to
and
be self-reliance in there
a
somewhere.
little bit of self-reliance, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So now I get to go
And
to
they're
this new
empowered by
place.
that.
Exactly.
They find success and they're like, wait, I can do this.
You mean we could be empowered in our recovery?
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Because how cool is that? And that is what it's really all about.
It is.
How do I help empower people to be who they always are,
Yep.
how always could have been.
Cody, I'm a dad, and my 18-year-old daughter is really struggling. She's had a problem with drugs. We've caught her a few times. She says she's going to quit, and I come to you. Where do you point me?
I'm going to ask you about craft. So would you like to get some information that may help motivate her? And if it doesn't, maybe it will just help you change. Maybe it will help you get better in the long run.
I love that, because that's what I always say. Look, you've got to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I tell the parent, go to a meeting.
Yeah.
What, you mean I'm not the one with the problem? No, but you're one that can help if you have the tools to know where they're coming from.
Exactly.
If you know how to respond, if you know how to react, then you can help them get the help, because we know you love them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't understand it, we're here to help you, coach.
Yeah. And that's what we do. And craft is built around that premise. It's, we provide a book, we provide a workbook. It's all free. I do ask you to come 3 times.
Yeah.
But the reality is once you've been there 3 times, you'll be hooked.
Yeah,
You're like,
I agree.
that is so scary. I've been doing that my whole life. First one's free, man.
Yeah.
Only now it's recovery instead of those other things.
Yes, the substances.
So,
I agree.
But that's the reality, is once someone gets it, they can continue it. And if they have a stumble or if they have a whatever,
Yeah.
that's okay. An incidence of use is just that. It's just an incidence of use.
Absolutely.
It's not a failure. It's not a fall. It's okay, let's reevaluate and do it again.
I love it. Cody, suicide is so prevalent. It's crazy. It's out of control, and
Yeah.
and I think a lot of them, a lot of them that end up following through with it are struggling with addictions. Do you have a resource for that,
We
or do you send them
have,
somewhere?
I mean, we have a few different things that we can do in that instance. We don't have any suicide training or anything like that. We would encourage someone to contact someone safe. You know, I'm a certified mental health first aid trainer, and so we would do mental health first aid intervention. Just how can we help? What can we do? Where are the resources? Move someone forward that way. But the reality is all suicide is my inability to express how hurt I am.
Yeah.
You know, and
Get
it's
them
the
to talk.
final. It's the final symptom in a depressive state. It's the final symptom in mental unhealth.
Yeah.
And so, if just talking to somebody, just saying, "Are you okay? Are you thinking about suicide?"
Yeah. If you can tell, you okay?
Can do a world of good because
Open
now
that door.
suddenly, yeah. Wait a minute, it's okay for me to talk about it?
Yeah. Exactly.
That is the strangest thing.
think they
I
have
mean,
a-
I don't have to keep this a secret anymore. I don't have to hide anymore.
Well, some of these thoughts are a lot of people deal with them,
Yeah.
and there's a way out.
And there's a way out. And that's the great part about being a helping person is we can start to help move people in that path and down that pathway. And at USERRA, that's our mission.
Yeah.
Celebrate, advocate, support, and empower. That's our case for recovery.
Yeah.
And we just keep showing up. We just keep doing what we do. And some days are great days, and some days are harder than others. And you know what? That's called life.
It is.
That's what we do. That's how we live every day.
Yeah. I've learned I've got to find a way to appreciate the bad days because that's how I know when I have a good day.
Weird.
Yeah, weird.
What craziness is this? I mean,
So-
there's two sides to everything?
Yeah, there's a different way of thinking. Instead of always negative, you can turn anything into a positive if you try.
Agreed.
And it's not easy, but
Agreed.
you can. So I have a lot of friends from northern Utah because that's where I'm from.
Mhm.
Is there help up there?
USERRA is in Salt Lake. That's actually where we started. Salt Lake USERRA is on 21st South and 1st East, right downtown.
Okay.
And what we're looking at hopefully in the future becoming a truly statewide agency. We have the two offices now, Salt Lake and St. George.
Yeah.
Now all we have to do is push together and up towards the top, and we should be okay.
Yeah, I love it. I'll be rooting for you.
I hope.
If I got an education, because I always tell my wife I want to get an education, but I don't even know where to start with that.
Yeah.
But I would love to help people. I would love to be like a substance abuse counselor or a coach somehow, but it'd take me a while to get there.
I actually it could be a lot quicker than you think.
I'll have to talk to you about that after the show.
I think that'll be fantastic. I have some ideas.
That'd be awesome. So, anything else that you wanted to wrap up before we wrap up? We've got a few minutes, Code. Tell us what I mean. I think what you're saying is like we have so many of the same beliefs. We're all a little bit different. We all think a little bit different. You're just there to love people and help them through it. You're not going to judge completely. You're there to understand them and let them know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how to respond to that because judging it's a waste. It's a waste of time.
Waste.
All it is people in early recovery, late recovery, no recovery, doesn't matter. They're hurt. People hurt. And to judge someone for having emotions is not fair.
Right.
If I can step up and help someone start to feel better, to start to release some of that pain or to find the resources to release that pain or to just anything, then that's what I'm going to do. You know, that's the path that was put before me.
Yeah.
That's the trail I got to walk.
And you're giving back.
Mm-hmm.
I got the chills a couple times during this show, and I am a pro now that I know about you, Sarah. I didn't know 10 minutes before the show too much. I had looked at you a little bit. I told you I'd liked your page and been following you since Taz Decker told me a little bit about you. But I think you're the answer and the hope, capital H, capital O, capital P, capital E. I can't say hope because so many are hopeless. But there's hope out there.
There is hope.
And there's hope through USERRA, as USARA. Once again, Cody, where do we find you?
We have a website, myusera.com, that will link you into both the Salt Lake and St. George offices. And then on Facebook, we have USERA St. George, and that's where we do most of our announcements and just try to keep things moving.
Yeah, watch out for you in the community.
Because I'm coming.
You'll be there.
I'm the big guy. You can't miss me.
You can't miss you. You're not too big. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show and being willing. I'll ask you again if you'd be willing to do that.
Thank you very much.
You are a wealth of knowledge, and most importantly, you're a good guy. I could tell from the minute I met you.
Well, so got somebody fooled anyway.
Depends on who you ask.
Exactly.
That's what I always say. Everyone's like, "You're so awesome." I'm like, it depends on who you ask.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Like, share, comment. Get the word out there that there's hope, there's direction, there's people that will help, and it doesn't cost sometimes, or they'll get you to where you can get the help no matter what religion, race, anything. We don't care. We just want you sober. We just want you to have a good life.
We want you to help embrace recovery.
Awesome. Thanks again, Cody.
Thank you.